Relax and let your mind unwind. Step inside, leave stress behind. Positive vibes and talk so wise. Say your affirmations, reach the skies. Like, comment, and subscribe now. Let the good vibe show you how. That your vibe feels so right. Vibing with TC tonight. Got your vibe shining bright. Vibing with TC tonight. Lift your voice, let it sound. Good vibrations all around. Every word, every line makes your spirit start to shine. Like, comment, and subscribe now. Let the good vibe show you how. Catch a vibe, feel so right. Vibing with TC tonight. Catch a vibe, shining bright.
Hello, what is going on, my people? What is going on? Happy Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday. How y'all doing? How's everybody's week going so far? And how was everybody's weekend? Welcome in, Vybyrz. Welcome in. We have another week of beautiful, blissed life. I want everybody to live their life to the fullest. To the fullest. Let me speak to everybody that has come in. Hey, my big sis Sonya. Hey, big sis G Dub. What's going on, beautifuls? My beautiful mom of three. Hey, baby sis. How you doing? Please smash that like button, y'all. Y'all heard my sis? Hit that like button. Hit that like button. I appreciate y'all coming in today. I appreciate that. I'm going to give it a few more minutes. How was everybody weekend? What y'all do this weekend? It's a vibe all the time. I know that's right, Mama 3. I was gonna have my cousin come on, and we're gonna just collab. And what I'm gonna do Thursday is I'm compiling information as it comes out for the Romika Meeks situation, the girl who got unalived in Chicago by her baby dad's other baby mom. So I'm just compiling a lot of information. I had kind of got with this content creator who's been covering the story blow by blow, but I want to make my own. I guess I won't say my assumptions. I want to go ahead and analyze it my way. He's kind of funny, but all his points are that, all his points, he's be touching all the points, but he put a little spin or a little comedy on his stuff. But with me, I like to deep dive on something like this that's really serious. I really want to basically go through everything step by step. They did have her funeral, so I'm going to say, my heart goes out to the family, her mom, her sister, her brother, and her son. I want to give them a very sympathetic and prayers. Send prayers. Let me send prayers up to the family. Hey, Rashida, baby. What's going on? I don't know what's going on with my cousin and her phone. Hey, Jamaica. What's going on, girl? So I'm going to add my cousin up. I don't know what's going on with her streaming, why she can't stay connected. I don't know if it's her phone. but I'm trying to see if I can add her up, but she seemed like she having trouble getting on here. But let me see. Um, hold on one second, y'all. Give me a few more minutes. Y'all know I'm still trying to learn this thing. No, I don't want to delete it. I just want to remove it from the screen. There we go. So hold on. I'm going to add her again. Remove. There we go. So, okay. So if y'all can see me, let me know y'all can see me. Let me know if y'all can see me listening while finishing up my 4-mile walk. I know that's right. I've only got up to 1.5 miles, G-Dub. I only got to 1.5 miles, girl. I just cannot. I'm working on it. Yet last week it was 1 mile. Now it's like 1 mile, and I ain't even gonna say a half. I can't even lie. Hey, Tender T, what's going on, baby? Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. If you have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, okay? Y'all also know if y'all want to support the channel, my Cash App banner is down on the screen. If you would like to bless your host, your girl with the most, TC Chronicles, you can do that. You can do that by Cash App, and I appreciate any blessings that I get. Any blessings that I get. You say you could do it, TC. I'm gonna get there. I said each week I'm just gonna add a little bit more to my, my thing, my workout or whatever, because I know that I did go overboard this weekend because my best friend was here from Arizona. And we actually got to view the city together. You know what I'm saying? Like we went to some, cause we foodies, well, she's a foodie and I'll try it type situation. So we found some really good restaurants, and we both like jazz and we like music like that. So we went to this jazz concert. It was very intimate, and it was, now that I know about it, I'm going to start going myself because I love it. My grandmother was, she was well known in the Chicago jazz circuit. Let me just say that. She was well known in the Chicago jazz circuit. So she played in the clubs, a lot of well-known clubs in Chicago. She did that. So everybody know my grandmother. Her funeral was so huge because she did turn her life over and become a pastor. But so where did y'all go? Oh, okay. I'm gonna tell you in a minute, Miss Sonia. But she was very popular in Chicago back in those days. You know what I'm saying? She got to meet a lot of people, right? So it was just it just brought back a lot of stuff. And my grandma, she was a very good singer. When I say she can sing, she can sing. But her funeral was so big, and it was like they had to divide it. It was almost like a concert. I kid you not. Her funeral was so long. It was like her jazz. It was half jazz, half church. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It was her whole quartet came and did, the shibbity bop beep beep beep. It was like a concert. I kid you not. It was like 5 hours. The funeral started like at 7 p.m. and it ended like midnight. I kid you not. So it just brought back memories of thinking about her and how I like jazz and how I really got into jazz, and how when I was young, let me tell y'all, when I was young, she was trying to teach me how to play the piano. I could have been Alicia Keys, y'all. I could have been Alicia Keys. But guess what? I'm so busy wanting to play, I couldn't even sit still to even learn. But my dad's side of the family, my uncle, he was very instrumental. He had a band too, like guitar. So one time he tried to make me, my brother, and his kids out of a band. Girl, we could have been the Jets. But we was too, we want to go outside and play. It was like we didn't want to focus on music, and now I see we should have focused on music. Never know what we could have been today. You know what I'm saying? But y'all, I am. Hey, Miss Diane. Welcome in. Once again, y'all hit that like button. Hey, Miss Vanessa. Beautiful. Find a place that you can walk around a few times. It doesn't take a lot to walk 4 miles. Okay, Mama 3. You know what? I go to this little park that's not maybe about 3 or 4 minutes from the house driving. I said I was going to start back going there because when I first moved here, that's why I was going. You know what I'm saying? I was going to the little park because it was, it was in the, people pass by that way. I could see, if ain't nobody trying to take me. You know what I'm saying? People can see me walking. That's what I like. I like open spaces. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's it. So Sonia asked, where did we go? Girl, we went to this place called the Wafflery in downtown. It was downtown. Then we mainly was in uptown the whole weekend because the jazz spot was in uptown. And then we went to I think 1 or 2 clubs up there. We went up there. Then we came back my way. And we went to, so Thursday we went to like a little bar and grill, got some seafood or whatever. We got some seafood. Friday we went to the jazz spot. You know what I'm saying? And that was lovely. You know what I'm saying? That was lovely because I still had to work Friday. So we went to the jazz spot that Friday night. And then I met up with one of my coworkers who stay here. And we went out with her. I don't do too many clubs, this, that, and the other. You know what I'm saying? And we OGs, we old school. So I wasn't hanging out like that. But then Saturday we did like a kind of pamper / chill day because she left on Sunday. So Saturday morning we got massages. And then, she likes Starbucks. So we got her some Starbucks. I even got something. I really don't do Starbucks. But we did the Starbucks thing. Then we went to brunch at the Wafflery. We went to the Wafflery, then we came back and we kind of binge watched a couple of shows. She would get me into Reasonable Doubt. She likes Reasonable Doubt, and I like Beauty and the Black. So we both got each other into, you know what I'm saying? And she was like, oh my God, somebody else is, watch it. And she was like, I just never got into it, but I got her hooked on it. So when she got home, she's like, did you finish watching it? And I'm like, yeah. So I got her hooked on Beauty and the Black. And she got me hooked on Reasonable Doubt, right? We drunk our wine or whatever. And then we both was like, we got a sweet tooth. Then we went to Small Cakes and got 4 cupcakes. So I know this weekend I have been cutting up. I didn't eat all the cupcakes, but I did eat one. I did eat 1 cupcake. Yes, girl, the Jets. Let me tell you, my uncle had about 2 bass guitars, which was my brother was supposed to be playing one. Wait, no, his son was supposed to be playing one. And I think the son was supposed to be playing the other. He wanted me to be out on lead, me and his daughter. And my brother was supposed to be playing the drums. He bought all this equipment because he wanted us to be a band. You said both of them in your shows. Hey, sis Candy, what's going on, girl? Look, the book in the building. What's going on, Nook? Hope everybody's having a terrific Tuesday. I hope everyone is having a terrific Tuesday. I just need to touch base because I know I didn't do a live on Thursday, y'all. And I said I was going to be consistent because, hey, my teacher said I need to be consistent. All right. So I'm following her lead and I am staying consistent with my work. And, going live and making my reels and everything. But hey, I know y'all see my title. I know y'all see my title. Keep it cute or keep it moving. How's your mental? Let's chat, y'all. Let's chat about it. Thank you, Mama 3. Said they look good. Thank you, Mama 3. Check this out, y'all. So I want to just say this. I just want to say this. A lot of people, a lot of people seem to think that because a person is in a space or they're comfortable with themselves, that you have the right to attack a person's character. Or you may feel like, okay, because I don't like that person, I have the right to voice my opinion um, just because I don't like that person, right? I don't like the person. But instead of you keeping it cute, you might have a reason why you want to attack a person, right? Or you may not even have a reason for attacking a person, but you feel like you want to attack a person for whatever reason. I got my cousin up here. Go ahead and cut your camera off if you want to cut your camera off because your screen is dark.
Okay, it's off.
Okay. How you doing, cousin?
I'm well. How are
I have
you?
my cousin Alicia up here, and I was telling her my topic, and I was like, well, if you want to, she off today because she's a workaholic, like a Jamaican. So I was like, well, if you want to, you can come on the panel. I'm just going to, kind of do some light talking on how people will see her camera been doing that, but how people will try to diminish your character because you're speaking truth or you're speaking facts on something, and they may not like you speaking the facts on something. But instead of them keeping it cute, it's a mental thing. I see that we deal with a lot of people on here who's mentally challenged. And I'm not saying it to like they are, you know what I mean. They not like have Down syndrome or nothing. I'm saying their mental is in a place to where they really can't handle being on here. But instead of them checking their mental first, checking their mental first, they rather spaz out and attack people for no reason, right? I say keep it cute because my thing is with people who are mentally aware of how they want to maneuver through life, or people who are mentally aware of where they want to go in life, they're not going to be mentally unstable as far as keeping everything as a focus, if that makes any sense. If you are trying to focus on where you're trying to go, you really don't have time to let someone take you off your mental. We will be tested. Hey, Miss Nisi, what's going on, beautiful? We may get off kilter sometime. And let me explain, because I always like to use myself as an example. Just say, for instance, I had a call, right? And the person wanted to get up under my skin, right? And they knew exactly what to do to press my buttons. Like, just say, for instance, they knew exactly what to do because they knew that they were going to press my buttons, right? And what if I almost did went there? You know what I'm saying? With them, when I already know that I'm on a mental journey to where, okay, I already know where I am mentally. I'm not trying to go back to where I used to be mentally, because I can truly say, hey, a lot of stuff I wouldn't been able to take if I hadn't got the therapy that I got, because I used to be a little wild with it, right? But you could also catch yourself going derailing to that if a person is constantly picking or poking or trying to antagonize you to do things that you normally don't do because you're in your state, or you're in your state of growing. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes people will take you there, and sometimes people are just not worth it. But you have to figure out for yourself, are you going to go down with that person, or are you going to stay focused? Sometimes we can get off, but it's getting back on track to where mentally we'll be able to handle any situation, if that makes any sense. If we'll be able to handle any situation, anytime somebody is trying to attack you and they know how to get up under your skin, they're gonna use it. Just say if you got, just like, okay, I got my cousin up here. She knows everything about me. I mean, nothing that she does not know. Nothing. I tell everybody that she's the closest to me next to God. You know what I'm saying? And that's just real because we know each other in and out. She know how I move. I know how she moves. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people that I know, then they know her, will probably need to talk to her before they talk. You know what I'm saying? It's because she knows me. Like, she just knows me, period, right? But just say, for instance, this will never happen, but I'm just saying, say for instance, because she knows everything about me, she knows what gets up under my skin, and she starts antagonizing me, just constantly antagonizing me, or trying to get a reaction out of me, the reaction that she wants, and I'm not giving it to her. But then she still is antagonizing me to get the reaction that she wants, and I'm still not giving it to her, right? Then it becomes to where now it's my fault that I'm not responding like you want me to respond. You get what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, I may get a little there and be like, you know what? I'm not going there with this person. What I'm going to do is block them, or just tell them to take care of themselves. I'm not even going to be bothered with it, right? To keep my mental intact. But because I'm not giving them the energy that they want or the energy that they need, they get mad at you for not, they get mad at you for not going there with them. Let's just say, so to speak. If a person who's mentally unraveling, if you don't go with them and go and start mentally unraveling with them, that's when they start bashing you. They will talk about you. They will say all kind of things about you. They would think they know you better than you know yourself, right? And a lot of times when people do that, the mental is not intact. The mental is not intact. It takes a lot of learning yourself to understand what you're going to be able to tolerate and what you're not going to be able to tolerate. It also takes mental growth. If you don't grow mentally, then of course a person is always going to try to attack you because they feel like you're weak, or you're weak. Now, I've changed for the better. So sometimes I'm very observant, right? I'm a very observant person. So because I'm observant, I don't talk much. I don't talk a lot. You know what I'm saying? People will get that mistaken for me talking a lot. Like, just say for instance, if I'm responding to something, or now, I'm on a podcast now talking, right? But if we're in a social setting, usually I let the other person talk too, because that way I can see where you are mentally, right? And a lot of times people will hang their self by you letting them talk. Let me just say that. People will usually hang themselves just by letting them talk. You already know where you need to be going with this person mentally. Sometimes that's a good defense mechanism too. That's a good defense mechanism that helps you cover yourself, that helps you cover your mental, that helps you cover your peace. And sometimes we don't do that when we in spaces like this, like social media. We don't do that because sometimes it can be a lot of people targeting you at once, right? So with that, mental capacities can kind of tremble down or crumble down because we're not making the effort to do what we've learned, to do what we learned in our growing and healing. Better mental health helps you focus and maneuver how you're going to challenge or take on this social media, right? That's even in life. Sometimes we may have people that was in our life that you can consider narcissists. I'm not saying everybody, because I see we throw that word around a lot too. And me and my cousins, sometimes we throw around, damn, they acting bipolar. And today I said it to her and I said, look, everybody can't be bipolar. You know what I'm saying? After a while, it becomes a choice, right? After a while, it comes a choice. Hey, Sassy D, how you doing, baby? After a while, it comes a choice on how you act, right? Sometimes you know what you're doing. You have to make conscious decisions to act the way that you act, right? I can get attacked for just having an opinion that someone doesn't like. You're going to have people like that. But this is my question to you. What will you do? What would you do if a person doesn't like your opinion? And then they start attacking you because of your opinion. And I mean, they start attacking you. They start attacking your looks. They start doxing you. They start doing all kind of stuff because they don't like your opinion or they don't like you telling the truth of something that you see. Because we only can go on what we see, right? If we don't really have a backstory, we only can go on what people show us. So sometimes people will send a representative, right? They'll send a representative and make it seem like, okay, this is really who I am. But if you just sat back and just kind of looked at the person and be very observant of the person, eventually the real them will come out. If that's really genuinely who they are, then they won't change from when they first approached you or stepped through the door. They won't change, right? But 9 times out of 10, they're going to send a representative because everybody, and that's even with people that you've known for a period of time. Sometimes people don't show you exactly who you are until you get to know them a little bit better. You can never fully know anybody 100%. Let's just keep that a buck. You're really not going to know a whole bunch of people 100%, right? But you can know a person enough to know where you need to be maneuvering with them in your life, if that makes any sense. Like my circle is very small. So I don't add a lot of people in my circle. So the people that are in my circle, it must be a trust that I have with them or that I feel a way about them, right? But as soon as you show me different, I always give myself a 90-day with anybody, a friend, if I'm in a relationship. I give you 90 days to show me if this really who you are or it's just fluff, right? Because people will fluff you for as long as they can. And then, like I say, if that's not genuinely who you are, you're going to start itching you're just going to start itching in that skin that you in because that's not really your skin. It's going to start shedding like a snake. Really, it is. So I see the sector that we're in. I've seen a lot of that. I've seen a lot of people that have really shown their true colors. Hey, Miss Dee Dee, my beautiful Miss Dee Dee. How you doing, baby? I've seen a lot of people shed their skin in this saga. And it's just, I just can't believe that we have the number of adults on here who act the way they act, who will bully you, who will talk about you because of something that you said in someone else's chat or something that you may say if someone asks you up on the panel. And it's kind of looking, and I don't want to keep using the demonic either, because after a while, that's just who you are. That's just who you are. Yeah, we can say they demons or whatever, but that's really just who the person is. And then you have to realize what is going on with them mentally. That's what I had to start looking at a lot of people. Because I'm still going to say what I want to say. I'm still going to laugh and I'm still going to have my opinion, right? But then when they start going low, you know what I'm saying? Then you have to worry about their mental. Sometimes it's a fact of I'm insecure with my mental, with my health, with the way I live, with the way I anything. And it's like when it comes down to it, sometimes they could be envious of what another person has too. What another person has can have another person becoming mentally unstable. And then that's when the stalking starts. And then, they don't watch you, but they're in your bushes. And then I just feel like, hey, Miss Janice, I feel like everybody needs to come to a common ground to where if you don't say nothing about me and let me do my content, then I won't say nothing about you and let you do your content. But you can't control the way that I move in other people's chat, if that makes any sense. Or let's just use it in life form. I feel like if I'm staying over here in my corner and I'm not bothering you in your corner, you can't get mad that I'm not bothering you. If that makes any sense. Hey, Sister Teacher. Hey, what's going on? I love you, mentor. But you can't get mad at how other people are moving if they're not bothering you initially. Let me put the initially on there. If I'm not bothering you initially, why are you bothering me? So that's why I'm saying you keep it cute or keep it moving. It's not a hard task to do. I feel like at this point, everybody is adults and we deal with adults. We're not talking about kids right now. We're just talking adults. I'm talking to adults right now. Sometimes we have to make sure that we're securing our mental for ourselves because we don't do that a lot. We don't do that a lot. And sometimes when you're on the internet, you do have to be responsible. That's how I feel. I feel like you have to be responsible being on the internet because the way that you act could hurt other people on the internet and in your families. Whatever, if you have a close family net and you on the internet cutting up, and then the person that you cutting up on decides to cut up with you, your family could easily be a target. As you can see, my son was a target, right? He was a target only because I'm on here and I have my opinion about certain people. But I think you have to also be, hi, Termif, what's going on, beautiful? How are you doing? Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button if you want to bless the channel. My Cash App is on the screen, on the banner. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? You have to make sure that you're protecting yourself mentally. You have to make sure you're protecting yourself mentally. And I see that on here that it's a lot of people that want to blame the other person for the way that they're acting. Sometimes, not sometimes, but all the time, you can't focus on the blame on other people on how you are acting on the internet. You have to be responsible. You have to take accountability. You do. You do. You have to take accountability for your actions on the way you moving in your adult life. I see a lot of people on here have traumas. I don't know if it's childhood traumas or I don't know if it's adult trauma, but it's trauma nevertheless, right? It's trauma. So instead of you focusing on other people and the way that they're moving on the internet, sometimes you have to reflect and look at yourself and how you moving on the internet. You have to see, okay, well, let me think. Is this going to affect my children? Is this going to affect my family any kind of way? And the way that I'm acting, is it responsible to be acting like that? You have to ask yourself those questions mentally, because soon as you mentally derail, sometimes it's hard to come back from that. And when it's gone, sometimes you could be way out there. And now you have this whole avalanche of things that you're lashing out on, and people that you're lashing out on for no reason, only because you have the trauma that you haven't dealt with. And I think that it's really not fair, but life isn't fair, right? Life isn't fair. However, I feel like as an adult, we should be respecting one another. I feel like we should be respecting one another, and I feel like we should be able to voice our opinions without having repercussions of people getting mad because they haven't dealt with their mental, if that makes any sense. Hey, my cousin, how you doing? She said, greetings, everybody. Sorry, I'm tardy, but please smash that like button. Y'all heard my cousin. Smash that like button. And also, if you have not subscribed to this channel, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Okay. But I want to get y'all input. Now, I'm going to ask a question, and I want you guys to answer it, right? If you was in a position to where you were always getting targeted by someone because you're trying to protect your mental, and the person keeps... Thank you, Tommy. Tommy said, I respect you, TC. You a grown woman, girl. You grown too. But if you kept getting targeted, right? And you're trying to protect your mental, but the person is constantly trying to antagonize you to get on the level that they're on, what would you do? What would you do? If a person was constantly trying to antagonize you, and you know that where you are mentally, you've grown from that, right? But they constantly are antagonizing you, what would you do? What would you do? Would you keep it cute and keep it moving? Or would you get on their level and stay on their level? Now, let me just say, some people you do have to do. This is my thing. I always check a person one time and then I keep it moving, right? I always, okay, they address me. Let me check them one time and keep it moving, right? But what would you do to keep your own mental intact? Tamik said she would ignore them. That's a good one too, Tamik, because you have situations like that to where people will just constantly antagonize you. But if it's a constant thing and you know that them constantly doing that is messing with your mental, what would you do? Would you keep your mental safe, or would you derail from everything that you've grown to be with your mental to get back at them? What would you do? They will be dust to me, like Casper the Ghost. Okay, Sister Sonya. Exactly. I do, but I will address it one time. Once I say, okay, I'm addressing it one time, that's it. I mean it. I'm gone. I'm done. That's how I do. That's what I do. However, you don't have people in that mental space to even understand that, right? Right? It's best to pay me dust, but I am not there yet. Some people ain't. And you know what? And when you can say, you know what? I ain't where you at. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to keep going back and forth. And sometimes you do have people who are not there. Like I say, I always use myself as an example. You know what I mean? Just say for instance, okay, so I have a call from my boss. And just say for instance, my boss is nagging me about getting something out, right? Okay, I have 5 other things that I have to do. But if they were like, okay, I need it done right now, and it's taking up the majority of my day, right? But my boss is still calmly antagonizing me. Like, when you gonna get this done? 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 At some point, I'm gonna have to talk to my boss and say, look, I have 5 things that I need to get done. Is this like detrimental? Are we going to get paid today for this if I do it today? If my boss, because they know that I'm very transparent in my job, right? So if I ask you and they tell you, no, I just need it done by today. Okay, let me do these 5 things first, or let me at least do 2 of the things that I need to do, and I'll squeeze you in somewhere. Sometimes you have to let a person know that's being antagonistic that they're being antagonistic, so they are aware. Some people who are not aware of their mental are not going to know that they're being antagonistic unless you tell them that they are. Then that's when it becomes a choice for them to keep becoming antagonistic. Let me just say that. If a person, hey, look, I forewarned you. You know what I'm saying? Please cool out. You know what I'm saying? Chill the F out. Like, I'm not on that. I already explained to you where I'm at. Have a good day. But if a person still comes back to you being antagonistic, then it becomes a choice for them to act out the way that they're acting. I'm just keeping it a buck. You said because it's a mind game people play and you have to study their game. Miss Sonia, I love that you said that, sis. I love that you said that because it is a mind game people play and you have to study their game. People play games out, and it's sad that we're at this age and we still have people playing games at big ages. Like, I just never seen a group of people that's gonna play these type of games. You get what I'm saying? So you really have to be careful with the games that people play. You said, I'm going in, sorry, I'm gonna make them touch the grass, playing with effing with me. I get what you saying. It's an attack they play of the yes. It's an attack that they play of the mind. People who are trying to, and sometimes people can already see like the light in you, or they see that the growth in you. They already see that by the way that you move, right? People will see that the way that you're moving is, hey, okay, they on another level, right? But because I'm not on that level yet, let me bring them down to my level and see how long I can keep them there. Is what they be trying to do. Right, they're choosing. Right, Miss Dee. They do. You said I be trying, but baby, I know who I am. You said I know who I am, but please step back because I fear nobody but God. Me neither, Tommy. Me neither. I don't fear nobody but God. And sometimes people will test your gangster. They will test your gangster because they just feel like, okay, let me try to keep poking the bear. But sometimes the bear is tired of being poked, and guess what he gonna do? He gonna bite you. But my thing is, if I can just say, okay, look, I'm not dealing with that person. I don't even watch their stuff. Let me block them. They're not finna antagonize me. They're not finna take me off my kilter. You can say what you want to about me. You can call me ugly. You can say this. You can diminish my character. You can do all that. But if you're in a formation of growing mentally, a person is not going to be able to take you off your kilter because you already set goals for yourself. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You said I'm not study. You said I'm not studying. You said I'm not studying shots. Bring it. I'm never scared or intimidated. Sorry, Tommy. All I'm saying is, y'all, when y'all, and I don't stay on that long. You know what I'm saying? I can't do all. I try. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to bring that here because I just want people to know that people who know their self mentally gonna always keep it cute. I'm gonna keep it cute, and I'll use my cousin for an example. I'll use cousin break room for an example. She keeps it cute and keeps it on the roasting because that's her channel. And when in the midst of her roasting, she's telling the truth on a lot of people who don't like her telling the truth in the form of roasting, right? So it's almost like she could be a Kevin Hart and she's at her show and people are heckling her because she might have called some people out in this, in the audience. Basically, that's all she's doing. If you take a look at the way that she does her thing, it's like she's calling people out in her audience, right? And because she has certain ones that she calls out in the audience, they get mad. But the comedians do it all the time. And I could see if it was dirty, but it's like they get dirty with her. She has to defend herself. And I commend her for doing that. But she still keeps it on who she needs to keep it on. She doesn't throw nobody's children in it. She doesn't do that. She stick to her roasting, her comedic, funny self. You get what I'm saying? But she keeps it cute. Before she does anything, she keeps it cute. She may not keep it moving, but she gonna keep it cute, if that makes any sense. And what I mean by keeping it cute is you're not defaming yourself, or you're not messing up your integrity, is what I mean by keeping it cute. I ain't talking about makeup and all that. I'm talking about you're not messing up your integrity to do what you need to do to make sure your mental stay intact. That's what I mean by keeping it cute. You said, I am still growing mentally. That doesn't stop my mental growth. It doesn't, Tommy. It does not stop your mental growth. And it does not stop you from checking somebody if you have to check somebody either. You just gonna keep it cute when you check them. That's all I'm saying. I keep mine cute when I check people because this is my thing. I don't have to go down in the gutter with you to make you feel a certain way or for you to think about the actions that you do. I'll just let it go. And sometimes people don't like that because they do want to back and forth with you. They want to keep going back and forth with you. They want you to go back and forth with them. But if you keep it cute and be like, okay, be blessed, have a nice day. Okay, have a nice day, and you take care of yourself and you have a nice day. People who are on that time and who wants to stay where they are, who are not willing to grow, they are going to try to convince you to not keep it cute. They want you to get ugly with them. And I just say this, y'all. Stay to you. Always be you. Don't never let nobody try to take your integrity away from you because they don't want to keep it cute. And that's just how I feel on that. That's just how I feel on that. We can go blow for blow, round for round. Tommy said blow for blow, round for round. Like a box. But I'm not doing blow for blow with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just in a space now to where I don't do the blow for blow. I used to do the blow for blow. I ain't even gonna lie. I used to do the blow for blow, but it got me nowhere. It got me nowhere. I did find myself in spaces that I didn't want to be in. I did. I feel like this is the healthiest way for me. Now, I'm going to address you if I see you saying something or if I'm being sent something and I have to address it one time, I am. But to go back and forth with someone I know that is not mentally ready to be where I'm at or where I'm at mentally, I'm not going there with you. You said you supposed to. Cute cracks them harder with other cute words. Exactly. Exactly. And when you keep it cute, when I tell you a person who's not on your level will get mad at you. They will attack you in all kind of ways, all kind of shapes and form because they feel like they know you or they feel like they got a little grasp for you because you may be online. I mean, any old thing. They feel like they know you, so they feel like if they attack these certain things about you, that you will finally come where they are. And that's people who are challenged mentally. Because I said mentally challenged before, but it's challenged mentally. What we want to be doing, y'all, is protecting our mental health in spaces like the internet, in spaces like work, in spaces to where we're in social settings or social gatherings. And that's just not saying that you have to be controlled, but you do need to know how to control your emotions and protect your mental at the end of the day. It's a one and done for me because my temper goes from 0 to 100 real quick. So I'm learning to keep it cute and ignore. Jamaica, that's where I'm at now because that was my temper. It did used to go from 0 to 100. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie, I'm human. So it has got to a couple of times. I have not spazzed out, but I had to raise my voice a few times. And I had to say, you know what? I worked too hard to get here. I just don't want nobody to take me back there. And you know what I'm saying? Because once it's at 100, it's there. And it's hard to get me back down to 0. It take a long time to get me back down to 0. Now I might have been on 50 and somebody might have stopped me and said, let me help her because I see her going there. Right? And actually, cousin the other week had to do it. She stepped in just when she needed to. And I know that wasn't nobody but God. You said, TC, I'm a whole unbothered comedian. Exactly, Tommy. You see what I'm saying? Hey, Shelly Shell. I love my Shelly Shell. Shelly Shell. Shelly Shell. I love my. Hey, Shelly Shell. How you doing today? How you doing today, sis? I miss you. I miss you. But yeah, y'all. Y'all know I don't be on here long, but I just wanted to give y'all that message today. Now, like I said, I'm going to try to put some work together. So tomorrow, y'all know I'm going live. I can do all my editing if I want to do a video. And then we're going to dissect this thing about Romika Meeks. All right. Some more stuff has come out. I think they charged the girl, but I'm gonna make sure. Everything is alleged. What I'm saying is alleged. I think they've charged the girl. I think they're going to end up charging that baby daddy. They was keeping it under wraps because I had, my special lawyer in secret check to see if we can get police reports. To get the police reports pulled to see actually when they locked her up and let her go, what was her statement? Because now they're saying that there's no statements. The people were saying that they gave a statement to the police. They didn't give the police nothing. So now I have to put a lot of stuff together because every day that I wanted to go on it, something new came out. So I said, okay, let me wait. And I'm going to gather up the evidence that I have or the information that I have. And then we're going to analyze that together. And y'all tell me what y'all think on what these conclusions that I come up with. You said, I love you too. I'm relaxing. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing great, baby. I'm doing great. How you doing today? I hope everybody had a beautiful weekend. I told y'all what I did for my weekend all over the place. Everything said here is alleged or for entertainment or educational purposes only. I love my cousin. I love her. You said, when I walk off from someone or a situation, just let me be for a while to process the situation. But I came a long way from where I used to be. Me too, Jamaica. I did. And sometimes, yeah, let me chill. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, in order to keep my peace, I ain't even gonna lie. I don't have to hang up on a couple people. I don't have to hang up on a couple of people. You know what I'm saying? And it's like sometimes you have to be in those spaces to where you know how to make sure your mental is not going there. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes people will take you there to where you have to check them to keep your mental intact. If that makes any sense. Because sometimes it needs to be done. And it just is what it is. You say you hope they get both of them. Me too, Shelly. Me too. And when I compile these videos, we're gonna analyze it from start to finish. From what me and Miss Sean talked about, from where it is now. Like I said, they did just bury her last week. So now more stuff has been coming out. The guy who was posting all this bad stuff about Romika, we think that the baby daddy had him doing it from an account that he kind of set up. He wasn't even on that account until he wasn't on that account in a long time. And then when the situation happened with Romika, he started posting again on that account. I'm telling y'all, I've been behind the scenes trying to get pieces here, there, and trying to put these videos together. When I tell you, when you put videos together, it's a lot, right? It's a lot. But I love y'all. And once again, y'all always keep it cute because that's how we do over here. We keep it cute and we keeps it pushing. But for my cousin, this rule don't apply to you. This rule don't apply to you. This rule don't apply to you, Brain Room. This rule don't apply to you, cousin, because I know that that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, but you still keep your integrity. You get what I'm saying? You keep it cute, you keep your integrity, and you keep it to what your platform is about. Busting up mugs. You bust up motherfuckers. And that's just it. You get what I'm saying? And people have to respect that everybody's content is not going to be the same content, right? People are going to have different content. So you just have to also know what your mental is able to take when you call yourself in these people's bushes or trying to watch from afar or get sent something. I remember a long time ago, still in this saga, when they claim, I guess when I could say I was on the other side, I sent this content creator something and it was bad about him, so I know how it rolls as far as sending something that I see to people that's being targeted, right? So she was being targeted this particular time and I was sending her things and she politely, I'm going to say it was polite. You know what I'm saying? Don't send her nothing else about that's negative if it's concerning her. She didn't want to see nothing negative. She was just on here to do her content. And guess what I did? I respected her. Because sometimes people have to guard their mental if they're trying to put out specific type of content. You get what I'm saying? Like if she's not focusing on that type of negativity against her, then of course they're going to say, I don't want to see that because it's going to kind of affect how I do my content. And I need to kind of focus on what I need to be displaying on my platform, if that makes any sense. But I know that Break Room is a content creator that is a roaster. She's comedic. Like I just said, if you went to a show, a Kevin Hart show, and he started picking people out the crowd, they're not going to get mad. They're going to laugh about it, right? And basically, that's all cousin do. She pick people out the crowd. And if you're a target for that day, you're just a target. You get what I'm saying? And I just don't understand why people are taking it as a jab. Or if you're coming after her, why do you feel like she's not going to be able to come after you as her being a comedian that she is? because she's really a real comedian. I don't know why. I don't know about nobody else on here. You know what I'm saying? But she need to be on stage. She need to be on stage, really. But y'all keep it cute. You know what I'm saying? Protect your mental at all costs. If you're trying to grow mentally and you're trying to live better as far as healthier mind, healthier body, all that, don't let nobody take you, and don't let nobody take you steps back from your growth that you've already done. Okay? And I love y'all, man. And thank y'all for coming in here and hear me babble, wabble, talk about this and talk about that. I appreciate y'all coming in here, chilling with your girl. Y'all know y'all my vibers. I love y'all to death. Thank y'all for vibing with me all the time. Thank y'all for y'all support. If you want to bless this channel, my Cash App banner is down on the screen. Like, subscribe, share this live because it could help somebody. You say I didn't land. You say I didn't land on this saga. This saga landed on me. Hey, let me just tell you something. You got to do what you got to do. You got to go do what you got to do. And I'm going to support every move that you make because you still have your integrity. Your integrity still intact. So I don't know what people thought. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, cousin. I appreciate you. But I want y'all to live healthier in y'all minds. Don't never let nobody take you back on something that you grew to. If you're 5 steps up, don't let nobody make you go downstairs if that's not where you're trying to go. If you're not trying to go downstairs, keep moving up. Keep moving upstairs as far as your mental is concerned. And that's all I want to say, y'all. And y'all know that I love y'all. And thank y'all for tuning in. And of course, I'm out. Peace, beautifuls.
Relax and let your mind unwind. Step inside, leave stress behind. Positive vibes and talk so wise. Say your affirmations, reach the skies. Like, comment, and subscribe now. Let the good vibe show you how. That your vibe feels so right. Vibing with TC tonight. Got your vibe shining bright. Vibing with TC tonight. Lift your voice, let it sound. Good vibrations all around. Every word, every line makes your spirit start to shine. Like, comment, and subscribe now. Let the good vibe show you how. Catch a vibe, feel so right.